Hello friends, I am Payal, your own IELTS trainer. I'm sure you're looking forward to the second video of the writing module. I'm equally excited to share all the tips that I have in the writing module with you. So in this video, we're going to discuss on the scoring parameters. It's very important to write what the examiner is expecting rather than writing what all you know. You have to understand the topic carefully. So the important scoring parameters are number one is task achievement, number two is coherence or cohesion, number three is grammar, number four is lexical resource. Now let's take these parameters one by one. The first is the task achievement. So there are many students who have brilliant writing skills and vocabulary, and they are confused on why they are consistently getting a band 6.5 because they are not addressing the topic carefully. They are not addressing the topic correctly. So, for example, reading the topic is very important. That's the foremost thing. Suppose if you have an example, some people believe that building monorails is the only way to reduce traffic congestion. Do you agree or disagree? I would definitely disagree because there are many other ways as well to reduce the traffic congestion. Now let me tweak the topic. Some people believe that building monorails is one of the ways to reduce traffic congestion. Do you agree or disagree? So definitely I agree with this. It is one of the ways and there are many other ways as well. So reading the topic carefully is the most important thing. And after that, it's very important how you address it, how you begin writing, how you introduce it. So for example, let's take another example that will help you understand what I mean by task achievement. Some people believe that cooking should be included in the school curriculum. Others argue that schools should focus on academics. Do you agree or disagree? So a lot of people, they are in the habit of just picking up some words from the topic and using them to start their essay. In this case, they might pick up the word cooking or food. And the moment they frame the first sentence of the essay with cooking or food, they've already lost 7 because examiner is looking for mistakes. Remember, IELTS is an elimination process. It's not a selection process. Examiner is evaluating your essays to find mistakes so that he can give you a low band. He's not there to give you away the marks. And once you understand this concept, you'll be careful at every juncture. You will be careful about every little point as well, and you will not ignore anything. So in this topic, it's about education curriculum. And even if you replace cooking with music, my stand would remain the same. So understanding the topic after you've read it carefully and addressing it correctly is very, very important. And that's the only way you can cross 6.5 to get anything above 7.5 and even 8. Now, what is the second parameter of evaluation? Coherence or cohesion? Have you ever heard of this word, force of cohesion? So when I was in my school, I read this word in science, and I'm sure all of you must have also read this word in science. What is force of cohesion? Is a force that keeps the atoms in a molecule, together. So which means that I am looking for connectivity. I'm looking for connectivity within the words, within the paragraphs, and in my thoughts. And that is how the second parameter is coherence or cohesion. So the examiner, evaluates or assesses you on how your words are connected, how your, points are organized, whether they are well connected or not, and whether your thoughts are going in line with your stand or not. So this is a very important parameter. The third parameter is grammar. So obviously grammar is very important. You cannot ignore this at all, especially with tenses. In the same sentence, if you use present, past, future, examiner would be clueless on what your point is. So you have to be very careful that all your sentences are in parallel structure and you're able to convey the exact meaning as intended, because the usage of wrong tense can change the entire meaning. And then you should use your linkers and transition words carefully. So if you know that if you want to support some points, you use linkers like furthermore, moreover, in addition to, above. And if you want to connect some contrasting points, you would use linkers like nevertheless, on the contrary, on the other hand, etc. So suppose you want to support some points, and by mistake you use the linker nevertheless. So that will give a wrong indication to the examiner. You might think that it's a small mistake. By mistake I use the word nevertheless instead of in addition to above. But that has changed the entire perspective of the examiner about your understanding of the language, that you're using the linkers incorrectly. So it's not a small mistake. It's actually a blunder. It's a crime, because it gives the wrong meaning if you use the wrong linker. So the usage of linkers is just like, for example, let me give you a simple example. If you pick up a book, how do you decide which chapter you want to read? You go through the headings and then you decide which chapter to read. Suppose your heading says uh, transpiration, or respiration, and when you go to the topic you will see something else. You will see something like reproduction or something else. You will obviously get irritated because you opened, or you went to that chapter thinking that it's about certain content, and you find something else. Similarly, when the examiner reads a linker, he's already preparing his mind that you're going to give a contrasting point, and when you end up giving a supporting point, he's going to have a negative impression about your writing, and that's going to reduce your band. So a couple of mistakes, like cumulative mistakes like this, would definitely get penalized, and that would impact your band a lot. So do not think these are small errors. They really would cost you a lot. You'll have to pay a heavy price with your desired band. So you have to be careful with all these. Now the last thing is lexical resource. So vocabulary is very important. So one of the ways to get a high score in lexical resource is use a lot of synonyms. But a lot of people get obsessed with using a lot of synonyms, and in this approach, with this approach, they end up using an incorrect word, and that really reduces their bands a lot. That really impacts their band a lot. So that has a negative impression on the examiner. If you're not sure of the word, do not use it. And remember one thing, you may take 40 minutes in writing an essay. Examiner will not take more than a couple of minutes or 5 minutes to check an essay. So he cannot definitely read all the 280 words that you've written. He will skim through. He will, skim through reading only 25% of the vocabulary. So even if you do not use a lot of synonyms, it's fine. Little bit of repetition is okay. There are multiple other ways to improve your vocabulary as well, which we would be discussing in the upcoming videos. So I hope you understood the whole concept, and you would be careful about the parameters of evaluation. You'll be careful about the task achievement. You'll be careful about how you connect your words, your thoughts, your sentences, your grammar, and your vocabulary. And I'm sure there's nothing that can stop you from getting your desired score. So just stay tuned with me, subscribe to our channel, and you'll have a lot more to learn from us. And you can share your experiences with us. Subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends. You could comment if you have some experience to share with us and you want us to talk about that in the next video. We would more than be happy to do that. So looking forward to make you successful in this journey together. Thank you.